Everyday me, everyday God. Blessing the new year. Welcome to 2021. I think we're all happy that 2020 is now behind us and we're looking ahead. Looking ahead, I've been thinking a lot about blessing over the last weeks. I so often close my emails and my letters with blessings. And I thought, I wonder what I really mean by that. What am I extending in that signature, that kind of closing sentence when I send that off? And I had an immediate contradiction come into my head. My tendency is to conjure up ideas about what being blessed is. Sweetness and ease and protection, happy song, dancing, even health and wealth on demand. Peace, that's the sweet song the angels sang, isn't it? Or release. Release from the stuff that makes people in our world nasty and smelly and ugly. Healing, lots and lots of healing. But then as I thought about it, I thought the contradiction is that might not be the full story of blessing. I certainly hope blessing includes joy, song, dance, insight, revelation, angel visitations. But it seems to me blessing is bigger than these things. Perhaps those things that I've conjured up are byproducts, they're spin offs of what biblical blessing might really be about. So I'm going to try and describe what I understand biblical blessing to be. I think blessed or blessing is at the heart of a relationship with our Creator God. Blessing seems to be about the very character of God, the essential nature of God. Blessing is not so much something God does, but something that God is. Blessing seems to me to have all the immense goodness of Creator God being poured out on the one being blessed. It's like an abundance of the very presence of God with that person. And to be blessed is us connecting with an awareness and acknowledgement that God's presence is in our world, in my world, maybe even in my everyday. It is that powerful fusion of holy divine into our ordinary everyday. It's a bit like opening bedroom curtains in the morning and having the glory and the powerful light of a sunrise blast into our room. It's like an awakening. We know that the morning light is present. We welcome it, we experience it. I think that's like being blessed. It blasts in on us and we know it. We welcome it. It's a bold presence all around us. Our bed may be unmade in our bedroom. We may not have food in the fridge for breakfast. We may be alone in our home or we may be with loved ones. But the morning light flooding in is present all around us. I think it's a bit like blessing. It's all around us. It's embedded in everything we do, everything we are. It's embedded in our relationship with God and with ourselves. It's the bedrock. Blessing is the bedrock. It is that divine presence in our everyday. So how does that relationship, that bedrock of blessing, relate to what's happening to us and around us? Well, if we go back to Mary, Mary was blessed, but she needed Joseph to protect her and her baby. Well, was God's presence not enough? She and Joseph had to flee to Egypt to protect the life of their son, to the vulnerability and challenges of a foreign country. So, had God's presence abandoned Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus? No, the fridge might have been empty, but the blessing was there. The blessing never left, didn't distance. It wasn't a judgment on Mary as being an inadequate mom for God's child. She wasn't in Egypt as a punishment. The blessing was with her and upon her because God is with her always. Blessing and being blessed does not guarantee ease and song and dance and wealth and health. Blessing and being blessed will not ensure we have a job in 2021 or even keep our job in 2021. It will not ensure we can pay our mortgage or our rent. We may find ourselves in Egypt, but the blessing and being blessed guarantees, ensures that God's abundant and very intense presence is with us. Blessing is ours. Whether we're encountering difficulties, obstacles, painful losses, that does not remove the presence of God. It is not God absent or God rejecting me. It is not God turning off the sound system to my communications. Those obstacles and difficulties are simply the stuff of life. They might be the stuff of your life. Certainly, there was stuff like that in Mary's life. There is that sort of stuff in the followers of God. And at those times, we lean into the presence of God. If the stuff of life has given you wealth, position, power, then there is a great need to be accountable, to live out those gifts responsibly in our world, in the presence of God. You see, one is not better than the other. To have obstacles and difficulties is not kind of different than having wealth. It's not that wealth and health is better, or it's not that there's more of the presence of God with health and wealth. It's that the presence of God is present in the stuff of life, in the stuff of all our lives. Otherwise, God would be parceling himself out. Just a little bit of God here, or a big bit of God here. That's very different than kind of the circumstances of life that are given to us. But God's presence is God's presence in your everyday life and in my everyday life. So wherever we are, whatever our life looks like, whatever is happening around us, we are living in that fusion of holy, divine presence of God in our everyday. I want to read a well-known and well-loved priestly prayer from Numbers chapter 6, because presence is God's blessing to us, and God's blessing is upon us. And so this is the prayer from my well-used, well-traveled, well-worn Bible. The Lord bless you and keep you in 2021. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you in 2021. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you and those you love peace in 2021. Amen. The Lord bless you.